Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In this episode, we will focus on personnel security, an essential topic that addresses one of the most unpredictable variables in cybersecurity: people. Technology can be patched, firewalls can be configured, but human behavior introduces unique risks that require careful planning, clear policies, and continuous monitoring. Personnel security focuses on ensuring that employees, contractors, and other individuals with access to systems and data behave responsibly, ethically, and in line with organizational expectations. From onboarding to exit interviews, personnel security spans the entire employee life cycle. It includes screening potential hires, establishing clear behavior expectations, reinforcing secure awareness, and executing secure offboarding. A well-developed personnel security program does more than protect technical assets. It creates a culture of accountability, reinforces the value of trust, and provides mechanisms for identifying and responding to insider threats. As a future certified information systems security professional, your understanding of this area will help ensure that the people side of cybersecurity is just as strong as the technical side. Let us begin by discussing the importance of personnel security. Human error and insider threats continue to be leading causes of security incidents. Whether intentional or accidental, employee actions can open the door to unauthorized access, data loss, or regulatory violations. Personnel security aims to reduce these risks by implementing safeguards that influence, monitor, and, when necessary, correct behavior. Employees and contractors often have access to sensitive information in critical systems. Without appropriate controls in place, that access can become a liability. Someone with administrative privileges could, for example, misuse data or accidentally delete key records. Someone in a customer service role might fall victim to phishing, exposing confidential customer details. Even temporary workers, interns, or business partners can become conduits for breaches if they are not properly managed. Strong personnel security practices prevent unauthorized access, reduce the risk of fraud, limit the impact of mistakes, and ensure that employees understand their responsibilities. These practices promote a shared commitment to security and help build a workplace culture where everyone sees themselves as part of the defense team. When people feel informed, respected, and accountable, they are more likely to follow policies and less likely to become a weak link. Let us now explore how organizations conduct effective background checks. Background checks are a vital part of the hiring and contracting process. They verify an individual's identity, education, employment history, criminal background, and, in some cases, financial stability. These checks help identify red flags before someone is given access to sensitive systems or information. The depth of the background check often depends on the nature of the role. Positions in finance, healthcare, critical infrastructure, or information technology may require more rigorous screening. A system administrator, for example, has elevated privileges and could cause significant harm if dishonest or careless. In such cases, additional screening steps, such as credit checks or security clearance verification, may be necessary. It is also important to remember that background checks are not a one-time process. As employees move into new roles or gain greater access to sensitive systems, rescreening may be appropriate. This ongoing vigilance helps maintain a high level of trust and security throughout the employment lifecycle. Screening must be conducted legally, ethically, and with respect for privacy. It should follow documented procedures, comply with labor laws, and include proper consent from the candidate or employee. Let us now turn to the next layer: personnel security policies and practices. These policies define acceptable behavior, security responsibilities, and consequences for violations. They set clear expectations for how employees should handle passwords, manage data, use company devices, access physical spaces, and communicate on social media or public platforms. Effective personnel security policies are written in plain language, accessible to all staff, and supported by mandatory training. Training ensures that employees understand what is expected of them and why it matters. This training must be reinforced regularly, not just during onboarding, but throughout an employee's tenure. Phishing simulations, refresher courses, and scenario-based discussions help keep security top of mind. Organizations also use formal documents to communicate expectations. These include acceptable use policies, confidentiality agreements, and security awareness pledges. These documents spell out responsibilities in more detail and often require signatures to confirm understanding and agreement. Policy enforcement is essential. Without it, policies become symbolic gestures rather than operational tools. Violations must be addressed consistently and fairly using documented disciplinary procedures. Regular policy reviews ensure relevance in light of new technologies, threat intelligence, or business changes. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Next, let us address a sensitive but important process: managing secure employee termination. When an employee or contractor leaves the organization, a well-executed offboarding process is critical for protecting assets and preventing future security incidents. The goal is to revoke access, retrieve company property, and reinforce post-employment obligations quickly and professionally. Termination procedures should include deactivating user accounts, removing physical access credentials, recovering equipment, and collecting any organizational documents or storage devices. These steps must be executed in a timely manner, ideally coordinated across departments such as human resources, information technology, and security. Exit interviews provide a final opportunity to remind employees of their confidentiality obligations. For example, they should be informed that discussing proprietary information with competitors or using client data after leaving is not permitted. In some cases, legal documentation may be provided or reinforced depending on the employee's role or level of access. Communication is also key. Team members, clients, or vendors who interacted with a departing employee may need to be informed so they can redirect communication or access. Documentation of all offboarding steps provides a record in case issues arise later. A thorough and respectful termination process reflects positively on the organization and minimizes the likelihood of retaliation or accidental oversights. Now let us focus on continuous personnel security monitoring and improvement. Just like technical systems, people change, and so do their risks. Monitoring personnel behavior can help identify early warning signs of insider threats, stress, dissatisfaction, or policy violations. This does not mean spying on employees. It means using structured ethical tools like access reviews, audit logs, and incident reporting mechanisms to detect anomalies. For example, if an employee suddenly accesses large volumes of sensitive files without a clear business need, that may indicate a problem. If login activity spikes outside of normal working hours or occurs from unusual locations, that might signal unauthorized access. Monitoring tools must respect privacy while still supporting the organization's need to protect itself. Data should be handled confidentially and reviewed by authorized personnel only. Auditing is another important part of continuous improvement. Regular audits help verify that background checks are completed, training is delivered, policies are followed, and procedures are up to date. When incidents occur, they should be analyzed not only to address the root cause, but also to identify whether policies or training need to change. Cross-functional collaboration strengthens personnel security. Human resources ensures hiring and termination policies are followed. IT ensures systems are configured and monitored properly. Security teams provide oversight and investigation. Leadership sets the tone and reinforces accountability. Everyone has a role to play. Finally, promoting a culture of awareness is essential. Employees must feel empowered to report suspicious activity, ask questions, and seek clarification. They should not fear punishment for making a mistake, but they should know that intentional misconduct has consequences. Encouraging openness, dialogue, and shared responsibility leads to better security outcomes and a stronger organization overall. Thank you for tuning in to the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for more episodes, robust CISSP study materials, and dedicated certification support. Strengthen your understanding of personnel security practices and will guide you consistently towards CISSP certification success.